I don't know if you could, if you shared it from your share. You can share your screen if you want to, bro. And if you want, you could stream to your page if you want to.
Okay. Well, it might log me out real quick because it's not logged in.
Oh yeah, go ahead. It's fine.
All right. I'll be right back.
All right, brother. Just bear with us, brothers. Brother Kahan, he'll be back, Lord willing. Yeah, he back. Come on, bro. You back? Did you shared it to your page?
Okay, yeah, I'm putting it up right now. Just putting up the title. It should be good.
And yeah, so now we streaming from the brothers page. We streaming from our backup page. GMS Keep Striving, and GMS Hawaii Ba is our main page. So we good to go on all of that. All right, hey, I'm a brother. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, by Shai, by Shemakash. I want to say and get double honor to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word and truth and sincerity and for ruling well. The salutations to the elect, Lord willing, with some of those men and women that believe and fear Yahweh by Shemit Shai. Hey, I'm my brother Gabar YAHAWADAH.
This is a brother Khan Allah.
And we two of the four brothers from GMS Hawaii. We wanted to get together this evening and do a lesson. It's still early our time. It's like 9:45 in the night. So me and the brother, we talked real quick, and the title of this lesson is the title Be Fruitful and Multiply. And I was telling the brother, if you want to do your background too, if you want, brother, and then share your screen too. Okay. Can you get Genesis chapter 1 and verse 5? I believe it's like verse 5. Genesis 1 and 5. And then share it on your screen. But so this lesson is entitled, again, Be Fruitful and Multiply. What inspired this lesson was a video that I came across from the elder Karakazatba from GMS Baltimore. His page is Holy Bible Defenders. And I got the video that he was using. I might even have his video particularly up. Anyway, there's a lot of women out there that's proponents of polygamism, right? Polygamy is, matter of fact, I want to share this first video. Hold on, brother. Let me share this video right here. Give me a second. Marriage is prison. It is prison. It is prison. Y'all just share this right here. This video first. This he was a well-known activist and actor. His name is Matu Baraka. And I want to share what he says because it gives the definition of what we're talking about right now plainly. But you got Genesis chapter 1 verse 5, brother.
Let me put it up in the screen. 1 and 5.
Yeah.
That's
not it. No. Scroll down, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's right here in 28.
Yeah, 28. Go out, brother. You can start at 27.
Okay. So this is the book of Genesis 1 and verse 27. It says, so the Most High created man in his own.
The powers.
So the powers created man in his own image, and in the image of the powers created he them. Him, Salakia. Male and female created he them.
And that's the first one to pause right there, because we live in a society today where gender roles have been extremely confused by the rulers that be, which is Esau, Edom, right? They created all these different gender roles and gender specific roles, right, to try to confuse the people from what the Lord have established, right? When man was made on the earth, the Lord created the powers created men and females, right? Everything's 2 by 2, one against another, one stronger, one weaker, one to implant the seed, and one to germinate and grow that seed within. The woman is created to incubate and grow the seed of a man in her womb, and that's how you're able to continually procreate the earth, populate the earth. Everybody that's on this planet Earth today came out of one of the sons of Noah. All right, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem, Ham, or Japheth. One of those men that we go back to, right? And so over time, you know, when Esau got into power, he turned this is scripture says he turned everything upside down. Right? Everything that was right, he made it wrong. And everything that's wrong, he made it right. There's another scripture that speaks about woe to him that make a good evil and evil good, right? And you know, so the powers created male and female, created them. And why? Because that's the way for life to come into the earth. For pretty much all animal life, all beasts, all man, all beasts, you got to have men, male and female. You know, not all animals are specific like that, but the majority on the earth is set up like that, particularly men and women. Go ahead, brother.
God, this is Genesis 1:28. It says, and the powers blessed them, and the powers said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over the living things that move upon the earth.
Right. So the Lord, the powers commanded the people to what? To be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Right. That was the goal. Right. That's always set because the Lord created the earth to be inhabited. Right. And the sons of the power, we were given immortality from the very beginning, but then we lost it through sin. Right. And so here it is. The Lord told us you're going to see this a lot in this. Even when Adam and Eve come about, you're going to hear the Lord tell them what? Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. Even after the death of Abel and the casting out of what's this dude, Cain, right? They had Seth, but they said what Adam and Eve had more sons and daughters, right? But those were just the preeminent sons, but they had more, right? The Adamites had many, many, many children. It wasn't just Adam and Eve either, but the Adamites had many, many, many children. Even our forefathers, you read about Methuselah, you read about Noah, you read about, you know, different men that go back in our history. They had all these children. You know that ain't no woman gonna give birth to 100 kids. That's not gonna happen. And she be fit to live. It's gonna be hard for her. So this is where multiple women come into play at. Right now, that's not an option that everybody had. But in reality, matter of fact, let me shoot you this link right here, brother. You can share it. Hold on, brother. Weddings and traditions of ancient Israel. I'm gonna shoot you this link right here, and yeah, in a private chat, bro. I just posted it just now. You can go to this link real quick. Yeah, and scroll down. It's called Weddings and Traditions. Weddings and Marriage and Traditions in Ancient Israel. Scroll down some more. Right here. The relationship between husband and wives. Start there. Scroll up. Yeah.
So it says the relationship between husbands and wives was not equal in the ancient or Near East, including Israel.
Right. So in this world, they teach you when you get married with a woman, particularly under the guise of the U.S. government or the state government, right? they say that you are equal partners in this relationship, right? But in our culture, in our way of life, that wasn't the case. A woman didn't have equal role as a man, right? She didn't have equal strength in that marriage as a man. But that doesn't mean she was a slave, she was beat, she was abused. No, it just means that it wasn't an equal relationship. Read it again, brother.
God. It says the relationships between husbands and wives was not equal in the ancient Near East, including Israel. Baal, one of the Hebrew words for husband, also meant Lord or master, and
Pause
men
right
had
there. Pause right there, because I did a lesson earlier, and this woman said that she don't follow the camps because she'd be damned if she called her husband Lord. And the lady agreed with her and laughed. It was funny to her. And the reason why your woman don't want to address you as Lord, because she don't have no respect for you down here. First and foremost, she don't respect or revere YAHAWADAH SHAMAYAWAN, and we're not empowered. So these women don't look at us as their lords, right? As their saviors. They don't look at us as their masters, right? Right? They don't even look at you as a husband. You're just a resource if you got resources, right? Go ahead, brother.
it says and men had life and death power over the woman in the case of adultery, which in ancient Israel involved a woman having sex outside of her marriage or a man having sex with another man's wife.
That's another thing that's convoluted down here and confusing down here is what adultery truly is in the flesh, right? Down here, they'll teach you that you got some woman like, oh, you cheated on me. You're cheating. Like we playing a game or something right here. And or you trying to get over on me, or you lied to me. Right? That's what these women say, because and then they can take you to court and get a large amount of money from you in divorce, all because Esau considers that adultery. When in reality, Esau don't even believe in the Bible. There's a video of Margaret Sanger, and somebody asked her a question about sin, and she couldn't tell you what sin was. She didn't want to go into it. She said the greatest sin is bringing a child in the world who's at a disadvantage. But then he asked her about, do you believe in sin, like adultery? She said adultery is so complex and all this other stuff. No, it ain't. Adultery is when a man lays with another man's wife, or a woman lays with another man outside of her marriage. And it don't matter if that man had 5 wives. If any of them women step out on him with another man, they have committed adultery, and so has that man. Or if that man deals with another man's woman, right, he can get put to death for that. And men had control over that in the ancient world. You know? Go ahead, brother. Read it again.
It says, which in ancient Israel, a woman having sex outside of her marriage, or a man having sex with another man's wife.
And these Salakia. And these things in this world today, the Western society today, that's acceptable. It's acceptable for a man to sleep with another man's woman. It's like, oh, it's no sweat off the shoulders, it's whatever. It's so normalized. People don't even have a problem with it, right? They put it in movies, they put it in pop culture, they put it in music, all of that shit. Like sleeping with another man's, it's like a you get a championship point for dealing with another man's woman. Or a woman, she gets kudos for having more than one man. Dealing with another man, you got women talk about something, they got a roster. I got a roster. Just got a roster of men. Straight up confusion. But then as soon as she get pregnant, she don't know who the baby daddy is. But if you had 5 women dealing with the same man, not at the same time, but dealing with the same man, and one of them got pregnant or all of them got pregnant, they know who their baby's father is, because the only man they supposed to be dealing with is their husband. Ain't no confusion in that. You know what I'm saying? What, she didn't get pregnant by herself? So something had to happen. You see the difference. I'm sorry, brother. You got it.
That's right. Yeah, and I was even gonna say, you have cases where, like, over here it says, in the ancient world, men had the power of life and death over adultery. And now today, in today's day and age, not that they have the power of life and death, because they don't execute righteous judgment, but let's say a woman, so-called her husband so-called cheats on her, she could, get a divorce and financially cripple or destroy a man, when there is nothing wrong with, you being with another woman, as long as it's not somebody else's wife, man. So you see, like we started in the beginning of the lesson with that precept you paraphrase, Esau has turned everything that is righteous into evil, and everything that's evil into so-called good. Because people, like the elder mentioned, like they champion when a woman destroys their husband because he cheated on her. But let that be the woman that cheats on the husband or whatever, and it's like, oh, he probably wasn't treating her right or loving her enough or some
Yeah.
bullshit excuse,
What he do?
man.
What he do? He must have did something. Yeah.
Yep.
Real quick, this Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, and that put of darkness for light and light for darkness, that put of bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And the
That's
brother
right, man.
posted that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we see today. Everything is backwards, man. The things that are supposed to be uh done in righteousness are seen as like, oh, that's barbaric. You guys are living in the ancient world and whatever. Well, those are the ways that we're supposed to follow. The scriptures say, "Seek ye the paths of old, where is the good way." What has a so-called, well, it's not even about women's live, because it's pretty much just feminism. Feminism has brought nothing but wickedness upon the world, man. Because it started with, women trying to surpass men, and then behind feminism, who came after that? The so-called alphabet people, the P-files, like all these wicked ass agendas, man. Just because they said, oh well, if the women have it, then fuck it. And then now the women are so weak in the head that even though it's, these other agendas are wicked, they're like, well, if we gotta an acceptance, I guess, in this world for the wicked shit that we want to do, well, fuck it, let them have their shit too. And that's not right, you see.
Yeah.
But again, this world, just to show you how backwards this world is, man, that they look at the at order, and they see it as a bad thing, but they look at chaos and it's like, oh yeah, fuck it, as long as everybody's happy and we don't offend anybody, then fuck it.
And they're offending everybody. They're offending the Lord's people. They're offending the Most High and His only begotten Son. But they don't care about that. You got it, bro.
So back in the article, it says, well, let me read from the right here. It says, one of the Hebrew words, Salaki, and men had life and death power over women in the case of adultery, which in ancient Israel involved a woman having sex outside of her marriage, or a man having sex with another man's wife. Men, though, could have multiple wives and concubines, and were allowed to go to prostitutes. Thus, monogamy was a one-way street in this culture.
Right. So monogamy, the only one that walked down the street of monogamy is the woman, not the man. It was a one-way street. It wasn't a two-way street. In this society today, monogamy is a two-way street. And now women, they're accepting men with other women, but as long as they're involved, they gotta be in the same bed. They gotta do the wickedness together. Like they gotta be together in sexual relations. That's when a woman will accept you dealing with another woman. All because she's trying to curb your appetite. It's still her trying to impress upon you her ideas and her authority. I've been having a conversation with my brother a few years back, man, and I ain't gonna go into detail about this nigga, man, but he had did some wicked shit, and he was like, nigga, I'm gonna tell you offline, man, because I don't even want to talk. It was so fucked up, bro. And shit. You be like, what the fuck? Like the nigga said this shit to my face, bruh. Because I had admonished him. I told him, I was like, what he did was wicked. He said it's wicked, but it ain't that wicked. Nigga, what? I was like, nigga, what? I was like, hell no. You know, I was like, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying, nigga? I was like, no, that shit is wicked, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't mind, you know, but he's in a world. He's asleep. He don't understand the truth, right? You got your woman laying in a bed with another woman. That's lesbianism. That's off. That's wicked, right? Then you jump on top of both of them. It's more confusion. Y'all all in the bed. That's wicked, nigga. But women will get with that versus being in order, having one husband, having order amongst their houses or house, right? Having everything go through the husband, you know, recognizing his authority, his husband authority. And in the ancient Israel, that's what it was. Men had authority. And since we've been in captivity, we've lost that authority. And so our enemy, our oppressor, has been able to impress upon us what he thinks men and women should do. Men and women should be. You got it, brother.
That's right. It says,
oh, that was it on that.
Oh,
that was it on that. I usually end it right there. So let me go to this real quick. Let me play this guy, this bugged out Rastafari and Jake, but he said something real.
You know, them have a thing in Africa. You know, them have a thing in Africa, another part of the world, named polygamy. Polygamy is one man having more than one wife. Polyandry is one woman having more than one husband. In the Western world here, even as where I sit, polygamy is outlawed.
Yeah, he said polygamy is outlawed. He gave a beautiful definition of what. And see, this nigga's going off. He got a video talking about something. God can't save you, only you can save you. Yeah, that nigga just bugged out. But hey, a broken clock is right at least twice a day, right? So he gave the great example and definition of what polygamy is and what polyandry is. Polyandry is when a woman has multiple husbands. Polygamy is when a man has multiple wives, right? And polygamy is outlawed in this world. It's outlawed, right? Meaning it's not accepted by law, by Esau's law or anybody else's law in this world. You go to China, they don't practice polygamy. You go to, but then they got problems with their birth rates. You go to Japan, you go to fucking Russia, you go to goddamn East Slovakia. It's the same shit. Come to America, it's the same shit. And the super elite push that anti-polygamy vibration because they don't want people multiplying and being fruitful and multiplying. See, in our kingdom, every man gonna be fruitful and multiply. Every man. Don't matter if you an Israelite. It don't matter if you a heathen. You're gonna be multiplying out here, bro. We need the workers. We need the workers, and our people need to come back because our people not gonna work. So if you got 30 billion Israelites, you're gonna definitely need at least 60 billion heathens. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing a random number out, but everybody get a servant. Everybody get servants, man. Because our people ain't gonna do it. You people gonna do that. Or you just up the number. If it's 30 billion Israelites, it better be 120 billion heathens so we can get enough slaves, man. But it's gonna be way more Israelites than heathens anyway. But I use him to bring out the definition for polygamy and polyandry. You got something, brother?
I had Googled Salakia.
You got to share your screen. Share the screen.
Oh, shoot. I think I might have.
I see your blue letter.
No, yeah, I had it in another tab, but I'm just trying to.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, right here. Real quick. Yeah, because ultimately, you know, ultimately, monogamy is kind of like a restriction on I would say power, but you know the reason why the Lord told us to be fruitful and multiply. He said it right there on Genesis the 5th chapter, man. I mean the first chapter, real quick before I go to that article. It says and the powers bless them, and the power said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. So if if we were monogamous, it would have taken longer to replenish the earth with people, with to take care of the of Eden, the animals, everything would have taken longer, so it would have been like kind of like a restriction on power of the sons of God, and the Lord wanted us to take over the earth, man. If Adam would have never taken of the knowledge of wickedness, we would have taken over the whole entire creation, man. And like the elder mentioned, we would have been more numerous than any other nation and had them under control. Because even, let me see if real quick in the interlinear, it says, real quick, Shalakia, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth, and have dominion over the fish and over every living thing. And that includes what? The heathens. It says living, alive, green, fowls, flesh of water, lively, of men. You see? Relatives, life, or living animals. But yeah, man, like the Lord wanted us to take control of what? Of the creation in righteousness. Salakia. So yeah, Esau, I mean, I'm not sure who started with the monogamy, but in today's day and age, Esau pushes that, especially here in the West, because it's like a first world power. Why? Because it restricts you from growing. When you have a big family, you could spread out in industry. You have multiple sons that could be, each one could be into a different field. And then in 1 and 2 generations, you're gonna have power amongst your town or amongst the 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 land you're in. The women are gonna help do what with clothing, with whatever it is. That was in the ancient world, but in today's day and age, the same thing. Let's say you're you're into property management. Your sons could become lawyers. They could become builders. They could become, a lot of things. And the same thing with the women. So you start controlling industries, which is what Esau has done. Esau started with the banking industry, and what did he do? He monopolized everything, by marrying himself with his own, even with his own brothers and sisters, man. To what? To control industry.
And heathens. He would get into these heathen the heathen aristocracy to control the heathens. He did it here in Hawaii. He did it all across the world. He got in there and sowed his seed so that he could control. But when it comes to the children of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you ain't allowed to do that, right?
I had Googled, did monogamy destroy manhood? And then one of these other questions, it says, was man meant to be monogamous? It says, well, there are biological mechanisms
Nurture.
that nurture pair bonding and monogamous relationships. Humans are not rigidly biologically designed to be monogamous. Rather, human mating systems are changeable, enabling adoption and diverse social and ecological environments. So you see, we're not designed to be monogamous. and it's not humans in general, but men. Men are the ones that are, you know, capable of having multiple wives without going crazy. You see these women that deal with a lot of men, they're going crazy because what? There's the spirits of all these men are fighting within that woman. So you see these women that deal with multiple men, they're bugging. But if you see a man that deals with a lot of women, he he could talk to you about business, anything. He got his, not all of them, but you know what I mean. Like they're
Yeah,
not
like
tripping over emotionally over stupid shit.
yeah, like well, we about to hear it. Even the women said this. The women said the same thing. Like, look, men by nature, they can have multiple families, wives, and children, and they can build with each other, and the men can still focus. Women can't do that because it's not given for a woman to be with multiple men, right?
That's
It's
right.
given for a woman to pair bond with one man. Even though there's billions of women on the earth, a woman is supposed to be with one man. Every woman is supposed to have one man, right? But not one man to herself, because it's not enough. The men don't outnumber the women, even now, right? So it's like you got women. If every man on the earth had one woman, it'd still be a large group amount of women on the earth with no husband. So what happens to them? Where do they end up at? And this is what a lot of these countries who've been westernized are fighting with today. They're dealing with that today. You got it, brother.
That's right. Look at this other one. It says, does monogamy cause erectile dysfunction? It says monogamous men were more likely to experience any degree of erectile dysfunction and depression. Odds ratios are 95% confidence intervals for erectile dysfunction, and depressions were 4.4,
Yeah, right there.
14.4
Yeah,
and 7.4. So look at that.
yeah. So here, because you ain't using your rod, you're not
That's
using
right.
it. You're not using it enough. Your woman want to bang and get on top of you, but then that's all you get. Then when she's on her period or she's pregnant or she's going through her emotional roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? You can't. What you supposed to do? Sit there and just bear and grin it, right? Just get through it until she's ready. That ain't how it works, man. You know, your woman, if she get, according to the Bible, if your woman get on her period, she got to be separated from you. So what happens to that man? Do he just sit there at home crying for his woman, shaking and tearing up and falling out like this one video I got? This dude just crying and shit. You know, no, fuck no. He got other wives, man. He dealing with his woman, right? And it's not saying that like, oh, because men are just by nature, we just gotta fuck and get on top of something. It's in your nature. Like one thing, brother, I've noticed, and I've been around the world, so or at least a good part of the world I've been around. And one thing I find is that all these women in these different nations got the same problem with men. Oh, they want to be with more than one woman. They don't just want me. You know, it be bitches that living in the slums of Brazil talking about a man got to just have her, and he can't deal with. We in Brazil, bruh. Like these women are fucking tens. You see a 10 walking down the street, like you see a fucking bird fly in the sky. It's birds, plenty of birds in the sky. There's plenty of 10s in the street. 10s, bro. I ain't talking about no 5s and 6s and 2s and 8s. 10s, bro. So you trying to tell me this man supposed to just focus on you, and he got all of this shit going on, these women out here. And so these women, they be looking for men from other places to try to throw them into that monogamy hole. And a lot of times these women ain't even monogamous. They got multiple men on the hook. They sending pictures to, they taking money from. You know, they trying to live their life over here, and they got a whole nigga, a man in the crib. And you see the confusion that goes on, bro. Like, so like it's crazy. And look, monogamy is a problem. Monogamous men are more likely to experience a degree of erectile dysfunction and depression. Because he got to deal with this one damn demon. She got 1,000 of them want to be. He got to deal with her. You know, he jacking off, can't get hard because he, you know, women beauty fade and their aura fades away. So now he dealing with this old hag for the rest of his life. So he looking up at this bitch and she looking at him, and they both depressed. He depressed like, damn, I wish I had something new. You see, because you ain't got no you as a man ain't allowed to have a rotation. And that will cause erectile dysfunction, because every woman ain't gonna get you to the point where you ready to blast off. Every woman just not gonna do that. Even your main squeeze. You know?
That's right.
But since you brought that out, let me bring this video out right here, man. Play this video. And this is a woman.
Good evening, judges. Biologically, sex is designed for one main purpose: procreation. Anything else, that's extra. The female reproductive cycle comes around once a month. For a man, it's every day. For each sexual act, the woman's one egg is matched by the man's 120 million sperm cells. And let's do some calculation. 120 million sperm cells a day, every day, as opposed to one egg a month, every month, means, assuming all the cells are viable, that it will take only 30 men to impregnate all the women in the world. This points to one clear fact. A man is, by nature, polygamous.
Yeah.
Monogamy and fidelity are unnatural situations promulgated by religious beliefs and social pressures. Take those away, every man will cheat. It's simply biological. Now let's look at the extra. It's a known fact that women, for the most part, are more emotional than men. So it's natural that after a sexual encounter, she'll be attached. But because a man is visual and logical in nature, there's no emotion involved. For him, it's just a physical release that's got nothing to do with love. A man loves his woman by protecting and providing for her. Period. It's really quite simple. For a man, the physical and the emotional, two separate entities.
Exactly. And she, even though, and as you can see, the women, even the men in there, they were operating on their emotions, right? Because Africa's been taken over by monogamy and westernization, different parts of Africa. Okay, but she's being logical in a debate, and in the debate you have to be focused on the answer, right? So she said a lot, but she said like what 30 men can impregnate every woman on the earth, bro. 30, given the right opportunities. She said like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, that's why Noah and Noah's three sons created all these people on the earth, bro.
That's right.
Be their children. They would have, everybody was fucking everybody. And I was like, I love it that Apostle Gabar said this in the video. He was saying, look, man, the kingdom of heaven, hey man, it's gonna be a lot of oohing and ahhing, a lot of sex, man. Absolutely, because we bringing our people back. But she said something. She said sex was created for one thing and one thing only, for procreation. That's everything right. Else is secondary. See, we've been taught in this world that sex is just a tool for our pleasure. It was created to be pleasurable, absolutely. But at the same time, the number one goal for sex is to procreate, to bring life into the world. That's why the Lord told the man and woman, and then even when Adam and Eve came on the scene, the Heavenly Father said, hey, be fruitful, multiply. And when the Lord flooded the earth and receded the flood, he told Noah and his sons to what? Be fruitful and multiply, right? What? Because it's all about procreation, bringing life into the world. The world is teeming. The earth is supposed to teem with life, right? But you have these restrictions, social, religious, right? Economic restrictions, you see? And this is the reason why Margaret Sanger created, her and those eugenic people that was proponents for eugenics created Planned Parenthood to stop you from procreating, to stop you from multiplying. Hey, real quick, get Exodus chapter 1, and it says the more they were oppressed, the more they grew. I don't know what's funny. Oh, he said kind. Salakia, brother. Salakia. I thought that said haha. I don't know why I thought that it's kind. But yeah. So here it is. Like, she made sense, right? I mean, I just want to play that again real quick. Let me play it again. Biologically,
Sex is designed for one main purpose: procreation. Anything else, that's extra. The female...
That's it. Anything else is extra. It binds two souls together. It binds the man and that particular woman he with that day. That's what sex does, right? But its main goal is to procreate. To procreate means to bring life to the world. You got it, bro.
That's right. Yeah, no, I was gonna say real quick, women, like she said, women are more emotional, and it's like, yeah, when you have sex with your woman, you know that this is the woman that you or your women that you care for, But when you just having a concubine sex, it's just like she said, it's just a release, man. But women think that he's doing it, or I don't know how to explain it, but she's like they think like, I'm gonna lose this man's like support,
His attention, his support, his provisions, his protection.
provisions to water.
His
That's what I
provisions
was
and
looking for.
protection. Yeah.
But it's not like that, man. Like the woman said, it's just a release, and obviously, not everybody had 100. People like to say, King Solomon had 1,000 women. Like, not everybody was in that type of status, man.
Yeah,
Where you had a fucking 1,000 women, but shit, you have 2-3 wives, and maybe you could get a chick on the side. That was fine,
Yeah, and on top of that, King Solomon wasn't just fucking and marrying just for the sake of fucking and marrying. Here it is. He was creating bonds with the nations that was around him, and back then you did that through marriage, man. It assured that there wouldn't be no mutual destruction, right? It assured that there would be mutual respect and protection on both sides.
That's right.
Now, he also had the option to have those women, but even the scriptures tell us that multiplying multiple wives at a certain point is not good, because our focus as Israelite men is supposed to be focused on this truth, on the word. That's so right. a lot of times when we bring things out, we bringing out the old ways, and we telling you, hey, this is what we did in the ancient world. Some of us can do it here, but in the kingdom of heaven, we going back to the old ways of doing things. Meaning we going to have families and clans and tribes, man. That's how that's going to work. And that the man going to be the head of that, right? The man is the head of the family. The elders are head of the clan. These are multiple families within the family structure. And then you have the tribes, the elders of the tribe. So that's how it's going to work. And it's going to be like that for every nation, not just the nation of Israel, right? Because the earth was what? There's a scripture that says the earth is made to be inhabited. You ain't got to get it. One of the bros online can get it. But the earth was made to be inhabited, right? You got it, brother.
God, this is in the book of Exodus 1 and verse 12. It says, I'll read from 11. It says, therefore they did say,
I'm about to say, starting out.
Verse 8.
Yeah, verse 8. Yeah.
Exodus 1 and 8. It says, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, and he said to his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Yeah, that word children there is sons. That word for children there is bun. So the sons of Israel were more mightier than them damn heathens, them Hamites, the Zarmanites. Right? Children there, the word there for children is bun. But go ahead.
That's right. It says, come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
So this king that rose up that knew not Joseph, it wasn't that he was just afraid of Israel. He was afraid that we would join with another nation and fight against them, because they was already doing us dirty anyway. Because we only had 30 years of peace, and then after that, it was 400 years of hardcore slavery. You know what I'm saying? And segregation and same shit that's going on today, man. And forced integration, all of that shit. We integrate on our oppressed level. They integrate on the oppressor level. So it was like, look, let's get them about the way. Because if not, we got to control them. So what do they do to control us? They just wipe us out? No. They put us in captivity. Keep on reading.
Well, verse 11, it says, therefore, they did set over them tax masters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treachery cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Because of the sons of Israel. The more, and all it takes is one man. So multiple men constantly, it's like you oppressing them. The more you oppress our people, the more they have sex, the more they multiply. So they couldn't stop those numbers. So what they do, they try to stop it at birth. Well, you're gonna go into it. The more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, right? And even if they didn't afflict us, we were still gonna multiply and grow because that's what we do. We don't die, we multiply. Okay.
That's right.
The brother Yahawah posted the precept up. It says Isaiah 45:18. For thus saith the Lord Yahawah Bashem Yahushai, that created the heavens, the Most High Himself, that formed the earth and made it. He have established it, and He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited, right? And I am the Lord Yahawah, and there is none else, man. So the Lord created the earth to be inhabited. So who is Esau or any of these other nations to say who can be on this earth and who can't be on this earth? Right? They want to control the sons of Israel. And that it goes back even to the Montezarianites, them damn Hamites. All these nations wanted to control our people. So what do? Try put us in captivity, force us to work. If they working, they ain't fucking. If they catching hell, if they being oppressed, then they shouldn't be fucking. But what Jake do? Go home, smash something. We needed that release.
That's right.
Keep going, bro.
It says, verse 13, it says, and the Egyptians made the sons of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick, and in all manners of service in the field, all the service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
Yeah.
And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the names of one was Sifra, and the name of the other Pua. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
And it's the same thing that's going on in this society today. Even though abortion affects both the male and the female child, mainly when it's a male child born into this earth, an Israelite born into this earth, he catch nothing but hell from day one. They're trying to over inoculate him. They're trying to destroy him. If it's a daughter, they ain't fair for her because she's the tool used to bring the life into the world, but it's the man that carried the seed. So look at it this way: we killed one Israelite man. The woman said that one man can carry up to 130 million semen cells in his ball sack at a day, or some shit like that. So now you just eviscerated 130 million possible Israelites coming to the earth. You know what I'm saying? You just took it out, and that's how they looked at it. So they attacked the male child, and why did they attack the male child? Because the man carries the seed, and that was it on that right there. Let me share this right here.
Fantasy. Stop dealing with television. Stop. I don't like that. I'm not for that. I'm in agreement with everybody else. Our men ought to just have one woman. But that is not the reality. I'm trying to get us to deal with some reality for a change.
Because women don't live in reality. Women live in la-la land and delusional land. They live in emotional land. Your emotions is not reality. How you see things and perceive things and then take those things in and react to it, that's not reality. You ever be sitting talking to your woman and you say something to her and she take it to the next level, like she invent a whole damn narrative that you didn't even imply off of one thing you said, because she's not living in reality, right? She listening to respond. She ain't listening to hear and understand. So even she said that she would want her man to just be with her, But she said that's not reality. And I'm trying to get people to see reality.
Stop dealing with fantasy. It's a frightening thought to most of us. And I don't like that. I'm not for that. I'm in agreement with everybody else. Our men ought to just have one woman. But that is not the reality. I'm trying to get us to deal with some reality for a change. Stop dealing with fantasy. Stop dealing with television. Stop dealing with imagination of how we wish things were. Let's deal with them how they are, what it is. Present tense.
But because that's happened doesn't mean I have to like that or
no, that means that you can live in hell. That means you can live in doubt. That means that you can always be checking on your man. That means that you can be insecure and be, tearful. And that means you can be disappointed when you find out the real truth. And you don't want to have that in your life. None of us do. But in order not to have that, then we have to deal with some reality and recognize that men are not limited in the way that women are. Men are able to love more than one woman. I'm not talking about, as I said, just a random sexual relationship of fornication and adultery and all of that. I mean that there are many black men who have children by more than one woman. What is to become of those children? They need their father.
Exactly. And a woman, she would rather the kid not even had a father.
That's right.
That extra kid, he or she don't deserve to have the father in the life because of how she feels. And she thinks she's vindicated on her emotions and her feelings. And you're not going to be vindicated. In fact, you're going to be condemned. Right?
God.
She was on the money back then. She still thinks this way. She's older now, but she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth, man. Because at the end of the day, and that same shit happened with the Catholic Church pressing upon these noble houses in the Middle Ages, right? They dictated what child was legitimate or illegitimate. So basically, what was happening in the noble men, they were dealing with all kinds of women, all numbers, and these were jakes. What they were happening was they would get multiple women pregnant, but those relationships weren't sanctioned by the church. Only maybe one relationship was sanctioned by the church, where they call that one legitimate children. But then the sons and daughters that he had outside of that marriage, they would say they were illegitimate. So they would
bastards.
Or bastards, yep, illegitimate or bastards. So sometimes the king would still get their kids, preeminent roles or prominent roles within the kingdom. But a lot of times, they would just fall to the wayside. And that's wicked, because they all come from the same lineage. They come from that man. All right. And so she was 100% right on that, man. But then you see old girl. But what if I don't? You the interviewer. You're the journalist. Why are you putting yourself in this? I don't have to accept this. She said, well, you can live in hell then. And a lot of these women would rather live. She said, you can live in hell then. Stressed out, frustrated, wondering who he talking to and why he doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you my experience, bro. Like my mom, she ain't stressed out, bro, about me. She good. But see, I never forget this. I never forget this, even to this very day. Pastor Hart said, your woman ain't really your woman unless you've been with her for at least 20 years, man. It's like, unless you've been with this woman for 20 years and y'all been down, that she ain't your woman, bro. And it's like a woman that you've been with for 20, 25 years, bro, is different than a woman you've been with for 7 years, 10 years, 2 years. That relationship, that trust and that build that you have with that particular woman is way different, bro. And I know that for a fact, bro. My woman ain't going to sleep wondering who I'm laying with, why I'm laying with. No, and she ain't dealing with another man. She better not be. She already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? But the point of the matter is that it's possible in this world. And she's not going to sleep stressing out, losing her fucking mind, wheels turning and shit because of this, that, and the third. She's good. But a lot of these women ain't like that. They ain't built like that. They don't come from that generation. They don't come from that cloth. They like this woman says, they rather live in hell. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you see. And this whole world is hell, man. You know what I mean? These women love this place. They love nothing more. Real quick, can you get Isaiah chapter 60, verse 21 and 22? Baba Shah.
It's Isaiah 60 and verse 21. It says, that people also shall be all righteous, they shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the works of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahawah, Shemyahushai, will hasten it in its time.
Yeah, and that's in the kingdom of heaven for us. If a little one is going to be a strong nation, right? A little one is going to be a strong nation, right? And it says what? A little one, which actually a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. How is that possible with one woman, 2 women, 3 women? It's impossible, right? Because she could be pregnant. You know, there's laws about dealing with your woman after her pregnancy, after she has the baby, right? So you got to wait at least, what, I think 80 days, 40 days if it's a boy, 80 days if it's a girl, to lay with your woman again. Can you imagine we sitting there in the kingdom waiting 80 and 40 and 80 goddamn days, not goddamn, but 40 and 80 days to be with our wife again? What we supposed to be doing in between all of that? You know what I mean? It be ready to set something on fire. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
It's going to happen because we're going to have multiple wives. It has to be that way. And it's going to happen on this side first, before we get into the kingdom. We're going to get to a point where it's going to be multiple wives. Give me Isaiah chapter 3, the last 2 verses, then go directly to Isaiah chapter 4 and 1. Because this is a big problem. This is what a lot of these people who call themselves leaving Hebrew Israelism, a lot of times these verses right here really get to the woman, right? That's why, like this, I did a lesson earlier today. Our ministry is for men. This ministry is not for women. Now, there's women that believe and that support and that help and that love the men of the Lord, but its focus is mainly focused on a man right now, and that's the order. Go ahead, brother.
Well, this is the book of Isaiah 3 and 25. It says, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
So there's going to come a point where the majority of these men, these little YNs, these other military age men, they're going to be shipped off to war. They're going to die in the war. What war? That Third World War, right? Because you need bodies. A draft is coming back. So the vast majority of these men are going to be taken away. So what's going to happen? The male population is going to be reduced in America. What's going to happen? These women, they're going to have to click up and find a man of the Lord then. And like Apostle Gabar, we say, that's when we're going to have the choice. We're going to have the picks. All these women getting these BBLs, they walking around with these big ass titties, putting themselves on blast. You got these women that's, women of all natures walking the earth right now. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, in the kingdom of heaven, when all hell breaks loose, those women going to be looking for a man. Trust me. And they're going to find a man of the Lord. Then it's going to be our turn. We're going to be denying women. No, we don't. No, you can't come over here. You're not worthy enough. You're not an asset to me. You are a liability. So go ahead, brother.
And that's right. Well, you saw a small, sample of that during, the whole vid, man. There was women losing their jobs and shit. And then all of a sudden, I need a man and this and that. It's hard out here. I'm struggling. I need somebody to take care of me and protect me. And it's like, how much more when all hell's breaking loose? And like the brother mentioned, like, imagine, when men are shipped over to, to the Middle East to fight this war, man. When there's crazy motherfuckers in the street, doing all sorts of wild things. These women are gonna just be like, fuck it, just take me. But like, hey, like the apostles, the elder bishops, and all of us brothers been saying, man, you women that are living in pleasure, man, now in that day you're gonna be the least wanted. Women are so obsessed with themselves, thinking so highly of themselves nowadays just because they got followers and got a bunch of dudes sending them money and whatnot. Well, guess what? In that day, you're gonna be first and foremost a fucking target for these crazy demons that are out here. And secondly, hey, a true man that's willing to protect you and you know and defend you, they're not gonna want you. So you're pretty much, hey, booty for war. Oh, that's all you're gonna be in those days, you know. This is in Isaiah 4 and verse 1. It says, "And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach."
Read it in the NLT.
In the NLT, it says, "In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids."
So they want protection, and they're going to see the power that the Lord gives his men. And so they like, look, Mary, let us all marry you. Not just one. Let us all marry you, right? Because we don't worry about us getting food. Don't worry about our clothing. We'll take care of all of that. And those things are important, especially in today's life. You know what I'm saying? That shit is expensive. So now you taking a burden, a financial burden off the man, and you increasing the you're taking a financial burden off the man, and then now you increasing your valuability to that man. And marriage is not this. Let me play this real quick. This is not marriage. This is prison, right? This right here, this is prison. It even says it. As dude says, the title of this, it says, this man is in prison. Let me play this real quick. I'm never this bitch.
Walking back down the out here, wondering where it's all. Man, let me tell y'all something. This marriage thing, man, it'll put you on a spot where you won't even know why you're overly emotional. And the thing is, once you get into this emotional headspace like this, then you function on whatever wavelength emotionally the woman is on. As big as this day is for her, as emotional it is for you, that same emotion has transferred to you. And now you see this man sitting up here crying while he's sitting up here making the worst mistake of his life.
Absolutely.
Think, man.
Prison. This nigga crying for prison because that's exactly where he's going. He's in his relationship is going to be a fucking prison film. You know what I'm saying? But see, like, we ain't finna have that. That ain't gonna go on in the near future, man. That nigga crying like he crying for a bitch that a nigga done body slammed to the mattress. It's a nigga out there walking the earth, body slamming his bitch to the mattress like Macho Man off the top rope. You know what I'm saying? His side kick his bitch with his bride, all crazy, and this nigga out here crying like she's the second coming of the Lord. Like, nigga, you bugging. You crying for your own captivity, man. That ain't marriage. We just saw right there. That's not marriage. Marriage is sex between a man and a woman.
Oh, that's right.
That woman to that man for eternity, right? And ain't no restrictions up. You see that nigga was on his knees, trying he was done. He was done. He said that man crying while he making the biggest mistake of his life, man. He don't even realize it. He don't even realize it, bro. I could never do that shit. What? Absolutely not.
For real, bro.
You got home and try all the time about wanting to get married. Not gonna happen. Wait to the kingdom, because you ain't finna damn me out here like that. I just want a small, like, it's so bad. I just want a small one. I just want, like, she'll reduce it because she just that thirsty for that contract, and it ain't gonna benefit you. It's not gonna benefit you. I don't care what nobody say. That nigga was through. He's finished. He's out of there. He's never coming back. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Isaiah says, let us all marry you. And we will provide our own food and clothing. Let us all marry you. Because these women gonna click up. They're gonna have to. Ain't gonna be no G.I. Jane walking the streets out here when all hell's breaking loose. Ain't gonna be no lone survivor out here shooting shit up and stabbing shit up on some Black Widow shit. That's not gonna happen. And all the women that you couldn't get in that day, they're going to want that man of the Lord.
That's right.
Let me see if I got anything else. Let me play this. Okay, I don't understand this language. Hold on. She talking. Yeah, I don't understand that language. So hold on, brother. Let me see if I got another. Oh, yeah, let me play this real quick. It's only 4 minutes. Let me play this real quick.
Yeah, and it's like you see, you know, our women, they always have a problem with, you know, Jake having multiple women, and like you show them samples of like these fucking Arabs and shit that are, you know, that got money, that they're well established and shit, and to them is like, nah, fuck it, that's them. But you see the so-called Latino, so-called black women going to these fucking Arabs, and they're not even treating them as wives, but then they'll let those motherfuckers fucking them and do a bunch of dirty shit. And it's like, what the fuck? We ain't about to fucking treat you like that, but you let these fucking heathens do that type of shit to you
For the money.
but,
For the
yeah,
money.
for money. But you wouldn't be a second wife or a third wife because, oh no, you're cheating on me. But you rather be treated like a fucking dog.
A porta potty. You ready to be treated like a porta potty.
It's
crazy. We dog owners over here, so we don't want to. I ain't gonna disrespect no dog like that. That's a porta potty. That bitch rather be treated like a gas station toilet than to be treated like a wife, man.
That's right.
Let me play this real quick, man.
Down deep in Homa Bay, over 360 kilometers from Nairobi, African slum journal meets two beautiful women going on with their domestic preparation for the day. One cooks breakfast, and the other one cleans their husband's shoes. Caroline Ochieng, aged 33, who is the first wife, and Quinta Nyango, 23, who is the second wife, are doing all this for the same man, the husband, to whom all two are married. He is Mr. David Orinda, a 46 years old with 6 children.
An nyinga David Orinda Nduru. An gi mine ariyo. Miyo maduong' man Caroline Orinda nigi nyithindo 4. Dhako mar ariyo nigi nyithindo 2. Adak maber. Joga gi adago e dalana kate. Ng'ato ka ng'ato nigi ode gi nyithinde.
See, look at that. He says, I live with both my wives on a homestead. Each one of them has her own house and her own children. And that's what these women really want. And that's why it's not expedient for us on this side like that, because we don't have those resources. We don't even have land. You know what I'm saying? But it's still an option for us, even though it ain't expedient. It's an option for Jake. But look, he said, and this how it was in the ancient world, bro. But even in Kenya, this is frowned upon. But wait a minute, they living good for their standards or whatever. 2 houses, they ain't out here on welfare and shit, taking care of the property and the kids. But that's a problem in this world. You see what he said? People marry so as to have kids, man. Because that's what it's about. Procreation, man. That's right. This man's line, bro. Now they're in Africa, they're in a third world country, in a third world continent. But imagine if this man really had substance like that. They'd be living good, bossed up. So if you do not have kids at all, or if there are few, then you can marry another wife. What's wrong with that? So I decided to get another wife so that I could have more children and more happiness like everyone. But Esau don't want you to have more happiness. Your woman in America don't want you to have more happiness. Children are the reason why many people choose to become polygamous, man. It's all about the line, man. It's all about the line. And people have a problem with that, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is going to be commonplace, and let me share this with you right here, brother. It's going to be commonplace. It's going to be commonplace in the kingdom of heaven, right? It's going to be commonplace when all hell breaks loose. Here you go, brother. I'll share this link with you in a private chat, bro.
Yeah, it's like this other dude in India, the one that had
the Asian
34
boy.
wives.
Yeah.
And like 90 something kids.
Yeah. A whole bunch of grandkids and great grandkids, and they all living on the same property in the same house, a four-story house. Can you imagine if that was the case in America, bro? These people would be crazy. Oh, here you go, brother. Hold on, I'm gonna share your screen.
God, this is what states in America allow polygamy? It says no U.S. state allows polygamy. Polygamy is the practice of having more than one spouse at a time. It is illegal. It is illegal in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, Guam, and Puerto Rico.
You see, the Edmunds Anti-Polygamy Act outlaw polygamy in all federal territories. State laws prohibit polygamy by invalidating marriages with more than two spouses. People who attempt to get a second marriage license are generally prosecuted for bigamy. Polygamy is considered against public policy at the federal level, but is not actively prosecuted. You see? And that's what they do. But yet, if you type in what states allow bestiality, look at what they see. This man's wicked. He's a devil.
Damn.
You see, there you go. There you go. This man's wicked.
West Virginia is the only state in the United States that does not have a law banning bestiality. Most other states have laws against sexual assault of animals. But right here it says the statutes make, these statutes make those convicted guilty of either misdemeanor or felony. Only Hawaii, New Mexico, and West Virginia and Wyoming did not have laws against bestiality.
You see how wicked this place is? So you can have sexual relationships, and we live in Hawaii, bro. We live in the state of Hawaii. In the state of Hawaii, you can have sex with animals, but you can't have more than one wife, man. You see how wicked that is, bro?
Only in Esau's world, bro.
His brother said that's why Esau got to be taken out. He's at mercy of Moses. Straight up. He got to go, man. This man has to be taken out, man. Well, man, he's wicked.
You be telling Esau, like, damn, man, I got the urge to be with another woman. This motherfucker will tell you, like, man, well, there's a horse right there. Fucking Esau,
this nigga man's wicked, man. This man's a devil, bro. This man's Satan. Yeah, that's why he got to go. So, hey, man, this has been Be Fruitful and Multiply. The water to you brothers and you sisters that are watching this late, that stayed up with us. You know, hey, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawadah, Ashar, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, man, and shalom to the elect, bro. And we almost out of here. Hey, shalom, man. Shalom.